probably have 3 or 4 thousand finished songs that I'm just like, what do I do with them now? Like what album, what do I release them this way or that way? And that's definitely something to figure out as a artist who's first starting and marketing their stuff is I think that's the hardest part. That's 80% of the work right
Yeah,
there.
no, and I think recognizing and whatever you do, I think recognizing areas of improvement obviously is always the best thing. Like being self-aware and knowing areas where you can improve is obviously super important. But I think having extra music is always better than just like putting out a song and having it be your only song and then having nothing else to put out too. So there's that side of it too. Because you dropped quite a bit. I was looking through your catalog
Hmm.
just from the stuff you uploaded last year, and I was looking through it, and I think it was all last year you put it out, which was a lot of singles and then a whole project, which is pretty adventurous. Did you always know that you were going to create that project, or was it kind of just something where you just had the songs and you're like, these kind of go together, and I'm going to release this?
Yeah, it was kind of more so like, oh, I have the songs. I should probably put out an album. I feel like a lot of my friends and a lot of my family were like, "Oh, you're always recording this music. Like, where is it going?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll upload it." And then recently, just with like this new album that I'm putting out, Snakes and Ladders, it's all produced by the same guy. So I really have been enjoying uh, working on an album with only one singular producer and really figuring out a specific sound and having a whole project that really flows together a lot better than my last
Yeah,
project.
I think that's kind of a cool concept too, working with one person, because the cohesiveness of it you obviously get a lot more. Like it's hard to bring that through multiple different people, right? If they're not in the room with all the different songs and have the story feel like it's going somewhere. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
so I feel
definitely.
like so many people are on the side of just singles, not like at this point right now, like in the last couple of years, with Russ's book, and a lot of independent artists are like, just put out singles, just put out singles. Outside of Friends, was there any other reason that you were more leaning towards album?
I just wanted to have like a just a better discography, really, just a better catalog for people to delve a little bit deeper into my sound and just not have like two singles and then be kind of left like, oh, is there any more of this music that I can listen to? So I don't know. All of those songs, I enjoy all those songs, and I feel like they all have a specific mood to them, and you can listen to them in varying moods depending on what song you want to listen to. Like, for example, if you're like in the car, "Scared of Love" is a
Yeah.
great song to listen to in the
That's
car.
when I listened
Like,
to it today. I was driving and I was like, this is
that'll
good. I
get you
like this
really
one.
hyped up. Yeah, that one gets you pretty hyped in the car. And then like my song, for example, like "All Alone," like I don't know, you could put that in your car, and then your homie would look to you and be like, "Are you okay?" You'd be like, "Why are you listening to this depressing ass song?" But yeah, I think it's all it goes back to the energy. I'm talking about that again, but just, you know, uh, you want to make people feel a certain way. They listen to music to feel a certain way. I mean, that's a point of the music. You're not just gonna, oh, I just want this background noise. You want, oh, I'm doing this because of this. There's always a
Yeah.
reason to something.
Something I was, because when I first saw that you like looked through your music, saw that you had the album, and this was kind of a question that I was thinking about. Something that kind of came to my mind was when someone goes to your profile on Spotify, and if you just have a bunch of singles, you have no way of telling like what direction their path is going to go. If they hit shuffle, they're going to go this song and then maybe this song, all over the place, right? But if you have an album that they go to, you
Hmm.
can kind of like contain them in this mood that's going to keep them, like if they like this first song, if you have it kind of cohesive where it's kind of sounding, they're going to have a higher potential, I think, to stick around when you have this mood that they're already drawn to and they're staying in that mood versus this uncontrolled like this signal and then this single, bouncing around. But that was just something I thought about earlier.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like I
Yeah.
mean the attention span of people is just getting worse and worse. So a lot of people they'll only listen to singles, I feel like, or they'll like, okay, I like this song or this song off the specific album. So singles are unfortunately kind of where it's at to be like
Mhm.
really marketing your stuff better. But I feel like the album brings another level of artistry to it. You know, you can order your songs in a specific way. There's so much more you can do with an album that is, you know, I feel like a lot of people slept on. Like Pure Born is a good example. Like I can't remember the name of the album, but I saw it in concert actually. The whole album, all of the tracks flow together. So he has transitions for each song, and that makes the album like great to listen to. You know, you want to listen to that from start to finish because it all
Mhm.
flows together cohesively.
No,
That
I
makes it a
think a
lot
lot
more
about
interesting.
the Kid Leroy's "Fuck Love" album that was kind of like basically mirrored almost. It felt like it was very mirrored off of Juice WRLD's album, where it goes through like the breakup of the like if you listen to it start to end, it goes through like the girl breaking up with him, and then the girl reaching back out because he's like made it, you know. And I think that's interesting. Like as someone who goes for long car rides and wants to listen to like a story, kind of, you know. I think that's kind of a cool idea. And you have like I think don't get me wrong, it's a incredible feat just to put out a single and have that to look back on and be like, yes, I put this out. But I feel like there's something even more about like putting out a project that you obviously spend a lot of time and it's like a finished piece that you're putting out there.
Oh yeah. Like actually for my new album, it all kind of flows together to tell a story. Like the first three songs are kind of like, okay, like fuck this person. I don't need this girl, or I don't need blah blah blah. I don't need help. And then kind of like the fourth song is called For Your Love, and it's kind of like falling deeper into a trap. You know, I fell for your love. And then the next song after is Playing Mind Games, and then that's followed by Cage, which is kind of like I'm breaking out the cage. You know, I'm breaking out the chain. And then it's followed by a lot of songs which are kind of like, I got this, I got that, like, you know, this person he's talking about blah blah blah, but he's not getting to the money, like I'm getting to the money. And I don't know, I definitely like being able to order an album and have all the songs and the whole album tell a story within itself, because I feel like that's pretty cool, because a lot of people it might float or just completely go over their head, but if you really look deeper into it, you're gonna get a,
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah, I
better
agree.
message out of it.
What is the like the time frame for that? Just out of curiosity, like creating the Snakes and Ladders project. Like when did you start? When I don't know if you can talk about when it's coming out or not, but like
I'm trying to think. I think I started in September, and it was there is no. I wasn't thinking about doing an album, but me and this guy AVB, who's actually from Minnesota as well. This is actually a crazy story in itself. He we connected on Instagram somehow. I don't really recall how, because it's been a couple months, but we were working together on like three songs, and then I don't know how this got brought up, but he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to live," and I went to a high school in Edina, which is like, I went to a Southwest high school, and I was like, "Oh, you literally went to school miles away from where my school was." He's like, "Oh yeah, I knew some of these people," and it's like, "Oh, okay, what?" And now we're making a whole album together, which is pretty dope. I mean, I feel like for me and him to meet, it's definitely it was an important moment that I feel like made me a lot more
hmm
excited about working
sometimes
on
when you
music a
find
lot
someone that
more, you
has
know?
that same passion as you, it just like kind of locks you back in on where you're trying to go, and it's cool when you find someone like that so close too, where you know if you know it's not like if you really want to like be in a room together and work, you guys can just with how close you guys are.
Yeah, we haven't met up in person yet because our schedules have been kind of, he's in Arizona one week and then like he's gonna be back this week and then I'm gonna be in Mexico, so